Well, here's a quick answer to a really difficult issue. That's evolution. And if you'd like more information, please feel free to go to my website. But let's start with the difference between macro and microevolution, because sometimes scientists will give you an example of microevolution to illustrate what they think is proof for macroevolution. So, for example, finch beaks can vary length. You can have breeds of dogs, and that's microevolution. Nobody has a problem with microevolution. We see that all the time. But macroevolution, that's the idea of single cells to all the life that we have today, from no life to the beautiful expanse of the world today with its life. There's start over. Well, we're going to tackle something pretty tough here for a quick answer, and that's the area of evolution. If you'd like more information, please go to my website. But let's start with the look at the difference between macro and microevolution, because oftentimes scientists will use an example of micro, meaning small, evolution to suggest that that explains and is an example of macroevolution. So micro is the small stuff you see, for example, bird beak sizes changing, dog breeds. You got the big dogs, small dogs, but they're all dogs. But those things will be used maybe as an example of macroevolution. There's the one that we have a problem with, which is going from single cell, super primitive life exploding into the life that we have all over the world today. That's the problem, that's the issue that we want to focus on here. So there are 4 things that have to happen if evolution is true. There are 4 foundational beliefs that have to be true. And each one's got a problem, so let's take a look at them real quickly. Number 1, if you're going to buy into evolution, you have to have unbiased science. Is that the case? No. Take a look at my website and my book and information on that, but you'll hear scientist after scientist talking about how he or she wants certain ways to turn out, and they're preloading the information that they have to get the results they want. So there's not unbiased science going on, and many of them have a philosophical angle that they're trying to prove. Secondly, if you're going to have evolution, you have to have spontaneous generation. Non-life has to create life. And this is a huge problem for the evolutionists. They have no idea how life got started. In fact, they were far more optimistic years ago, far less optimistic now. There doesn't seem to be any way to get those first proteins to work together and create life. Here's the third thing. If evolution is going to be true, we have to have mutations, and then natural selection operates on those mutations and creates new life forms. Well, what are they finding now? Any change in a life form has to involve tons of information being loaded into DNA. Mutations don't give you new information like that. So again, huge problem in that area. Here's the 4th thing. If evolution is true, there's got to be you just have to stumble over transitions all over the place. And we're not finding them. Back in Darwin's day, the idea was we're optimistic. They've got to be all over the place. Not true. There appear to be no changes and then sudden jumps in new animal structures and then jumps, but there's not this transitional thing leading one animal to the next. And here's one final thing just to think about. There simply is not enough time for evolution to work. The Earth, people tell you, oh, we have billions of years. You don't have billions of years. The Earth was not able to have life for a long period of time, and then the minute it's able to have life, it's there. And scientists are admitting that. They're saying as soon as the Earth was able to have life, it showed up. There's no evolution going on. It's nothing, and then it's life. Things like the Cambrian explosion, take a look at that sometime. Life exploding, not this gradual change that evolution would require.